What if the parts of yourself you hate the most are actually the key to your freedom? You've tried ignoring it. You've tried numbing it. Maybe you've even convinced yourself you've moved on. But that shadow, still there, whispering, sabotaging, keeping you stuck in cycles of shame, anger, or self-destruction. And the worst part? You don't even understand why. Today we're going to do something radical. Not fix your darkness, but face it. Because hidden in the parts of you that feel unlovable, broken, or dangerous is a power you've been running from your entire life. And if you stay until the end, I'll show you how to unlock it. Let me take you somewhere for a moment. Imagine a house. It's old, creaky, full of rooms you've never explored. Some doors are locked, some are boarded shut. You live in the bright parts, the kitchen, the living room, the places where the sunlight spills in. But every now and then you hear something. A faint knock. A whisper from behind one of those locked doors. It's not loud, but it's enough to make your heart skip. You tell yourself it's nothing. Just the wind. Just your imagination. But deep down, you know better. Those sounds? They're coming from the parts of you that you've tried to forget. The memories you buried. The feelings you swore you'd never feel again. The pieces of you that you decided were too messy. Too broken, too wrong to let anyone see. This house is your soul. And those locked rooms? They're your shadow self. We all have a shadow. It's not evil. It's not some monster waiting to destroy you. It's just the parts of you that you've pushed away because they hurt too much to hold. Maybe it's the rage you felt when you were betrayed. Maybe it's the sadness that feels like it could swallow you whole. Maybe it's the part of you that feels unlovable, unworthy, or just not enough. We learn to hide these things early. As kids, we're taught what's acceptable, what gets us love, approval, safety. We learn to perform, to please, to put on a mask. And everything that doesn't fit that mask, we lock it away. But here's the thing. Those locked doors don't stay locked forever. The shadow always finds a way to knock. Shows up in your anxiety, in the way you push people away. In the dreams that wake you up at 3 a.m., it's begging to be seen. And until you answer that knock, you'll never feel whole. This journey isn't about fixing yourself. You're not broken. It's about remembering who you are, all of you. The light and the dark, the beauty and the pain. This is about coming home to yourself. And it starts with being brave enough to open one of those doors. Let's peel this back, layer by layer. Your shadow self isn't some abstract concept. It's rooted in the raw, messy reality of being human. It starts in childhood. Think about it. As a kid, you were wide open. You felt everything, joy, anger, sadness, fear, with no filter. But somewhere along the way, you learned that some of those feelings weren't safe. Maybe you cried and were told to toughen up. Maybe you got angry and were punished. Maybe you were ignored when you needed love the most. So you adapted. You learned to suppress the parts of you that didn't get the response you craved. You shoved your sadness into a box. You buried your anger. You told yourself that those parts of you were wrong, bad, unlovable. Psychologists call this the formation of the shadow. Carl Jung, the father of this idea, said the shadow is everything we refuse to acknowledge about ourselves. It's the emotions we reject, the traits we deny, the desires we're too ashamed to admit. And here's where it gets heavy. Those rejected parts don't just disappear. They go underground. They live in your subconscious, shaping your life in ways you don't even see. That fear of abandonment that makes you cling too tightly in relationships. That's your shadow. That inner critic that tells you you'll never be enough. That's your shadow. That sudden burst of rage that feels like it comes out of nowhere. Shadow again. Let's make this real. Imagine a woman named Sarah. She's kind, successful, always smiling. But inside she's drowning. She can't say no to anyone. She's terrified of letting people down. Why? Because when she was 6, her parents fought all the time. And she learned that being good was the only way to keep the peace. Her anger, her needs, her own voice, they got locked away. Now as an adult, she's exhausted. She feels like she's living for everyone else. That's her shadow at work. It's not just her past. It's the emotions she's still suppressing. The resentment she won't let herself feel. The boundaries she won't set. Her shadow isn't gone. It's running her life. This is how it works. Your shadow isn't just old pain. It's the patterns you repeat. The wounds you carry. The emotions you've exiled. And until you face them, they'll keep showing up. Disguised as self-sabotage, anxiety, or that vague sense that something's missing. The first step to healing is naming it. Seeing it, saying, this is mine. This is part of me. It's not easy. It's not pretty. But it's the only way to start. Now let's go deeper. Beyond the psychological, there's a spiritual truth to the shadow self that feels like stepping into a vast, starlit forest. In esoteric traditions, the shadow isn't just your suppressed emotions, it's a sacred part of your soul's journey. It's the raw material of your transformation. The coal that becomes a diamond under pressure. Think of it like this. Your soul chose this life. These wounds, these struggles. Not to break you, but to shape you. The shadow is your teacher, your mirror, your alchemical fire. In Jungian psychology, the shadow is tied to archetypes, universal patterns of the human psyche. Your shadow holds the wounded child, the rebel, the outcast. These aren't just personal. They're ancient, shared by every human who's ever lived. When you feel unlovable, you're tapping into the collective wound of humanity. When you rage against injustice, you're channeling the warrior archetype. This is why shadow work feels so big, so mythic. You're not just healing yourself, you're healing something eternal. From a spiritual lens, the shadow is also tied to karma and soul contracts. Some traditions say that before you were born, your soul made agreements to face certain challenges, to learn certain lessons. That pain you carry? It's not random. It's part of your soul's curriculum. Maybe you're here to learn self-love, so you were given a childhood that made you feel unworthy. Maybe you're here to learn forgiveness, so you were betrayed. The shadow holds these lessons, waiting for you to claim them. Let's weave this into a metaphor. Picture your shadow as a dark river running beneath your life. You can't see it, but it's always there, flowing, carrying the weight of your unhealed wounds. Most of us spend our lives on the surface, avoiding that river. But true healing means diving in. It's cold. It's scary. But as you swim, you find treasures, truths about yourself, strengths you didn't know you had, love you thought you'd lost. The river doesn't destroy you. It leads you to the ocean of your soul. This perspective isn't about bypassing your pain. It's about seeing it as sacred. Your shadow isn't a flaw, it's a portal. It's the doorway to your wholeness, your power, your connection to something greater. When you face it, you're not just healing yourself, you're answering a call that echoes across lifetimes. Here's where it gets raw. You want to heal, you want to feel whole, but there's a part of you that fights it. A part that clings to the pain because it's familiar. Safe, known. This is the push-pull of shadow work, the war inside your heart. You take one step toward healing, and then you sabotage it. You open up to love, and then you push it away. You start to believe in yourself. And then that voice whispers, who do you think you are? This conflict is universal. It's why you stay in relationships that hurt you. It's why you procrastinate on your dreams. It's why you feel like you're running in circles, chasing peace but never finding it. Your shadow doesn't want to be ignored, but it also doesn't want to be seen. It's like a wounded animal, desperate for help but ready to bite. Let's paint a picture. Imagine a man named James. He's 35, successful on paper, but he feels empty. He wants love, but every time a relationship gets close, he pulls back. He picks fights. He finds flaws. Deep down, he's terrified of being abandoned, so he leaves first. His shadow is that little boy who watched his parents split, who decided it's safer to be alone than to be left. Every time he pushes someone away, he's protecting that boy. But he's also keeping himself from the love he craves. This is the dance of the shadow. It shows up in your life as self-doubt, addiction, perfectionism, or isolation. It's the moment you lash out at someone you love, then hate yourself for it. It's the way you numb your pain with food, alcohol, or endless scrolling. You want to stop. You want to change, but the shadow feels like home, even when it hurts. The hardest part? Facing this conflict means sitting with both sides of yourself, the part that wants to heal and the part that's scared to let go. It's not about forcing yourself to be better. It's about holding space for that scared, wounded part, listening to it, asking, what are you trying to protect me from? That's where the shift begins. Not in fighting the shadow, but in understanding it. So how do you do this? How do you face your shadow and come out whole? This isn't about quick fixes or positive affirmations. This is about slow, sacred work, the kind that changes you from the inside out. Shadow work is a journey, not a destination. It's about learning to be with your pain, to listen to it, to let it teach you. Here's how you start. First, create a safe space. This could be a journal, a quiet corner of your home, or even a walk in nature. You need a place where you can be honest with yourself. No masks, no judgment. Start with a simple question. What am I afraid to feel? Write whatever comes up. Don't censor it. Let the words spill out. Anger, shame, grief, fear. This is shadow journaling. It's not about making sense of it yet. It's about giving your shadow a voice. Next, try inner child work. Picture yourself as a kid, the one who first felt that pain. Maybe you were 5, sitting alone in your room. Maybe you were 10, trying not to cry. Close your eyes and talk to that child. Ask them what they needed back then. Love, safety? Someone to listen? Tell them you're here now. You're listening. This might feel strange at first, but it's powerful. Your inner child is still inside you, carrying the wounds that became your shadow. When you show them love, you're healing those wounds. Another practice is mirror work. Stand in front of a mirror and look into your own eyes. Really look, not at your flaws or your appearance, but at you. Say, I see you. I'm here for you. All of you. This can bring up a lot: tears, discomfort, even resistance. That's okay. Your shadow lives in the parts of you that feel unseen. When you look at yourself with compassion, you're bringing those parts into the light. From a spiritual perspective, try a shadow ritual. Light a candle and sit in a quiet space. Write down one thing you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a memory, an emotion, or a truth about yourself. Speak it out loud. I'm ready to face this. I'm ready to integrate this. Then burn the paper safely, letting the smoke carry it away. This isn't about erasing the shadow, it's about honoring it as part of your journey. Daily reflection is key. At the end of each day, ask yourself, where did my shadow show up today? Maybe it was in a moment of jealousy, a harsh word, or a wave of self-doubt. Don't judge it. Just notice it. Over time, this awareness softens the shadow's grip. You start to see it not as an enemy, but as a wounded part of you that needs love. Finally, be patient. Shadow work isn't linear. Some days you'll feel free. Other days, the pain will come back. That's not failure. That's the process. Healing is like tending a garden. You don't force the flowers to bloom. You water them, you give them sunlight, and you trust they'll grow in their own time. Your shadow is the soil. It's rich, it's messy, and it's where your growth begins. You're still here. That means something. It means there's a part of you, maybe small, maybe quiet, that believes you can heal. That believes you're worth it. And you are. The shadow self isn't something to defeat. It's something to embrace. It's the part of you that's been waiting all this time for you to say, I see you. I love you. You belong. Take a moment. Breathe. Feel that ache in your chest. That flicker of hope. That whisper of something deeper. What would it feel like to stop running? To turn toward your darkness, not with fear, but with curiosity. With love. That's the question that changes everything. Not just today, but for the rest of your life. This journey is yours. It's sacred. It's messy. It's beautiful. And it starts with one brave step. One moment of saying yes to all of you. If this opened something inside you, subscribe. Share this with someone who's on this journey too. And come back next week. We go deeper every time.